and tko.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we typically use viral video content as teachable moments for what self-love or self-abuse looks like in our lives. And recently, Thandiwe Newton went, oh my goodness, my web captions are not on. You know what? Come on in. I need to get my thumbnail up on the video anyway, because I have a very short amount of time to express a complex set of ideas. And so I took notes, and I want to be able to follow along on those notes, because what it is that I have to say, I feel is very important. And I feel that we have to talk about this because there have been some things that have come up since she did the video. And because I have a short amount of time, I'm just going to keep pushing through. I'm not putting the comments up on the screen until it's time for us to discuss. But I felt that it was necessary. There's the text notification went out early, so I'm glad about that. All right. The title of today's video is Thandiwe Newton is a colorist liar who is not your friend, dark-skinned Black women. And I had an epiphany the day that I did that video. I was going to follow up yesterday, but then there was a breaking story that I had to talk about. And so this is my earliest chance to be able to talk about this, because I was standing in the kitchen and I had this epiphany. And the I'm broadcasting, but I'll be done by 10:30. All right. So I'm sorry. Let me go back. I had this epiphany. I was standing in the kitchen and there was a comment that had come in, and the comment basically said that I looked mixed and that I am not a representation of Black women, et cetera, right? And the epiphany that I had was, I advocate for Black women. However, if there came a time that there was a separation where dark-skinned Black women said, you know what? We need to go on from here, strengthening our community, solidifying our space, and advocating for ourselves, having positive representations of us, right? If I care about those people, and if I have humility, I would be able to see and know that there is a difference in the amount of melanin, in the concentration of pigment, etc. And in my humility and love for the people that I claim that I care about and want to represent, I myself would need to take a step back. This video is about a lot of different things, but while we're waiting for people to come in, let me go ahead and play this video, because there were a few things that she said that were not captured in the first original video, right? And there were some things that she said that I felt needed to be captured in the first video. And so I'm going to play this for you all. And then after that, we're going to go and discuss. Let me cue the video. Give me 1 second. Sorry, not it. Here it is right here.
I've wanted so desperately to apologize every day to darker skinned actresses, to say, I'm sorry that I'm the one chosen. My mama looks like you. It's been very painful to have women that look like my mum feel like I'm not representing them, that I'm taking from them, taking their men, taking their work, taking their truth. I didn't mean to, you know, but I do think that any women of color who, whether they're pale or whatever, who've managed to help other actors, you know, get into this business. We matter. I was worried about my light-skinnedness, because my light-skinnedness has been more problematic than being Black. Is being light-skinned has been way more problematic than being Black in my life. Literally, I was Black in England. I mean, dark-skinned. And so then I went to America.
All right. I want us to pay attention to this part right here, because this was the part that is key, that was missing in the very first video that I did. I didn't know that this part existed. And if there's somebody who has the full interview so that we can see the full context, because this is the part that went viral, right? Let's rewind that for you so that you can hear. And I want you to see her face. Look at the animus in her face. I was black. Look, I want you to pay very close attention. And I want you to think in your mind, who was she black to? With that black, with that back of the throat venom. Was she black to other black people? We could do a survey in your own mind. Was she black to other black people? Was she black to darker skinned black people? Or was she black to white people? I want you to let that settle in over you. I mean, I was dark skinned. Well, I'll play it for you again. I'll play it for you. Look at her face when she says it. Look at her face.
I mean, dark skinned.
Here, you see I'll play it again for you. I was black.
I was black in England. I mean, dark skinned. And so then I went to America and I was dark skinned. I thought I was dark skinned and I would describe myself as dark skinned. It's like, you're light skinned. And suddenly I was someone that, you know, you for being light skinned. I got more prejudice from black people. I didn't understand. I literally didn't understand. I thought, you're my brethren. What's happening?
I'm sorry. This part is so annoying to me, but I feel like it's something that we have to watch and have to sit through, because she singles out Black American women as being her antagonists, right? As being the people who made her feel prejudice, right? Now remember, she came from a country where she was black, like dark skin. How do you think that manifested in her life? When people made her aware that she was black or dark skin, did it seem like it was something that came as, oh, you black, dark skin queen, you? Or did it seem as if she felt ostracized, singled out, isolated, criticized for being black, dark skin in England? Yet, when she starts talking about the prejudice that she faced that helped her prepare for this role, it was the prejudice at the hands of Black American women. And I want us to focus in on that for a moment. All right, let's go back. Don't worry, we're going to play the whole thing for you because I think the whole thing is important. Let's get back to this black part, right?
Being more problematic than being black is being light-skinned. Has been way more problematic than being black in my life. Literally, I was black in England. I mean, dark-skinned. And so then I went to America and I was dark-skinned. I thought I was dark-skinned and I would describe myself as dark-skinned. It's like, you're light-skinned. And suddenly I was someone that, you know, you for being light-skinned. I got more.
I'm sorry, this part is so annoying to me. I'm sorry I keep stopping it. It's just that it's so unreal. Her mother is darker than her. We have views and visions of people who are dark complected, but yet she had no scale. That when she came to the United States, of all places, that was the first time that she had seen people darker than her. Though she claims her mother was our complexion. And they showed an image of her mother, I believe. I'm just so damn annoyed right now. I'm just so damn annoyed.
I was dark-skinned and I would describe myself as dark-skinned. It's like, you're light-skinned. And suddenly I was someone that, you know, you for being light-skinned. I got more prejudice from black people. I didn't understand. I literally didn't understand. I thought, you're my brethren. What's happening? So interestingly, I now realize that my, internalized prejudice was stopping me from feeling like I could play this role, when it's precisely that prejudice that I've received. It doesn't matter that it's from African American women more than anyone else. It doesn't matter. I received prejudice. Anyone who's received oppression and prejudice feels this character.
She came to this country as an adult. Oprah. Let me just pause this for a damn minute. Because I have to interrupt right here. I have to interrupt. Oprah gave her her first big shot. Oprah. I want you to let that sink in. Oprah. Brown-skinned Oprah gave Thandiwe, this actress from nowhere, no one knew of her. Oprah put her on. Brown-skinned Oprah. Oprah had her playing her daughter, right? Look. The daughter of a Negroid woman and a black man during the time of the enslavement period in the United States. She cast a biracial woman with Euro phenotype to play a Negroid woman's daughter. And despite her mediocre, how many of you remember how she was acting in that movie? Despite her mediocre acting, she still rose in the ranks of Hollywood. She cast a biracial. Just look at her face. Remember how she. Do you remember? I mean, if you don't remember her, you didn't miss much in that horrifying. I remember going to the theater to see that movie and leaving it feeling very uncomfortable. I was like, the F did I just watch? Why? I felt abused going there to see it. Oprah gave her her first big break. Thandiwe. Oprah, a woman who has all of these internal issues of her feeling ugly and all these other things. Remember, Oprah said that she never felt pretty. Oprah was abused and all these other things. Oprah gave her her first big shot. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, but I want to finish up her video, because her video is insufferable and it proves her own bias and it proves her own superiority complex.
Right? So it's actually, I love the fact that I overcame that. And it was these guys going, you're the one.
Of course.
You're the one.
All I'm saying is before you park on someone's property, you have to ask.
Forget the fact that she has a naturally British accent. I swear on my life, I didn't know that this woman had a British accent until this interview. So she's cast in the role of Americans, dampening her accent, turning into whatever it is that she is speaking out of her mouth. She's biracial. She's British. She's being cast in the role of a Black American person speaking in an accent and a dialect that is not her natural accent. But all of this animus that she received from Black American women, though it was a Black American woman that put her on, so that when she came out to the people to have this interview and talk about what prepared her for prejudice, it wasn't the white people in England who called her black. It wasn't those people. It wasn't the people who made her feel that she was dark-skinned in England. It wasn't those people. No. It was Black American women who helped her understand what prejudice is. Black American women who revere light-skinned women. Black American women who exalt light-skinned women. It's like, I don't understand what she's talking about, right? I want to ask you all this question. I was going to save this question to the latter part of the video, but I might as well get into it right now. What do you think would have happened if she came out and said, I received all of this prejudice from white women who would not accept me as their own. They rejected me and they would not let me pass and traverse through the fields of whiteness. They made me feel black. They told me I was black and that I could never be one of them. What do you think would have happened to her career? And I want you all to answer that. I was just made aware that I have more time to make this video, so we got the time to dive all into it now. I want to see your comments. What do you think would have happened to her career if she came out and said that white women are the ones who rejected her and made her feel as if she wasn't white, even though she's half white, that they don't feel that she represents them? She would have been labeled a radical. She would have been like, they would have been like, oh, Tandy uses the race card, right? What do you think would have happened? Would she still be getting the roles? Would she be exalted as the queen of the negresses? What would have happened if she said, you white people made me feel so ostracized, though my papa is white? My papa is white like you. My papa's white. My aunties are white. They got the same white complexion as you. Why won't you accept me as white? And I'll tell you, right? I'll tell you. People are cutting up in the comments. I'll tell you, right? I'll tell you what would have happened. I'll tell you. They would have taken opportunities away from her. They would have shut that shit down because they guard and they gatekeep their image. And there's no way that a person with even a drop of black blood, you know, if you may be 10% Asian, you could still slide through the ranks, perhaps, because, you know, they let Keanu slip, right? They let Keanu slip through. But that Negroid with those definitive features, oh no, motherfucker, you would not be able to go through. There's a lot that I still need to discuss on the list, but we needed to get through this video. Let's continue forward. Let's continue.
I just thank God that my light skin didn't stop that from happening.
And you see her with all of the quote unquote insecurities that she's claiming that she feels with her light skin, not acknowledging all of the privileges that she's faced because of this light skin, not acknowledging the doors that were open, the ways that she was fetishized, the ways that she learned how to use and weaponize white tears. Somebody told me that she doesn't have white tears. I said, how? She's half white. Where do you think she learned this damn behavior from? To give an insult and a compliment in the same sentence, the passive aggressiveness of pretending to be this damsel in distress while pointing at the aggressor, the Black American women who did her so dirty, not the white women and the white boys who probably made fun of her in school for having that one drop of black blood while being half black, right? Not those people. No. She's punching down, and this is why I say she is not your friend. Because she's using her power and she's using her platform in order to promote her movie. Because you see, as soon as she went through all of her NLP, pantomiming this, and I overcame, and this taught me how to do this role, and anyone who is still prejudiced, even though that prejudice came at the hands of Black American women. After she did all of that, she talked about how she was able to overcome from your prejudice, not the prejudice that she faced at the hands of white people who would never let her enter into the realms and ranks of whiteness. She even found herself a white man and then had all of these 3/4 white babies. But it wasn't the people who it wasn't the white men who fetishized her, you know, wanting to take a little step on the dark side, but not too dark, of course not. They want to get their Sally Hemings experience with this biracial woman. Not the white men who fetishized her and wouldn't really fully accept her because you know how they do it. They want just enough of the little color, just sun-kissed, but not dipped in chocolate. No, they want to Meghan Markle it up. You know what I'm saying? Where they can claim, oh, you're black enough, baby. You have them. That's good enough for me. Oh, take a ride on the wild side. Right? Not those men who fetishized her, but the Black American women, the dark-skinned ones, who are already a 3-time minority. 3 at the intersections of being woman, being black, and being dark-skinned. And I have a message for dark-skinned women. And I don't have on any foundation, not even concealer in this video, because I want to talk about my own complexion, the responses that I got from people trying to force me to co-opt into a movement that doesn't benefit the people in that movement. We're going to talk about that in a little while. We just need to get through this video first.
I'm so, that it didn't cause more pain. Sorry, I hadn't actually made that connection before for me as a woman, that one of the reasons why it's so painful to be dismissed, to be distrusted by African-American women, darker skinned than me.
And then you see how she makes the correlation, right? She says African-American, then she said, oh, you know what? I need to clean that the F up because I know I can't add African-American men in there, So I have to focus it on the most marginalized, most battered, most harmed group in America and bring them up into the forefront on this national platform. What has she done behind the scenes to have these conversations with Black women? No, instead, her interviewer was probably white, which gave her the leeway because I know good and goddamn well she didn't give these comments in front of a Black woman. I know she didn't, especially not a Black woman darker than her. It wasn't the Black people in Zimbabwe who felt insulted by her coming forward and doing some damn documentary there in which she did not consult the local people and she was acting like she's a representation of them and they rejected that shit. Not them. No. But the Black American women who opened their arms and allowed her into the fold, exalted her to the ranks of fame, and fawned after her and her Euro phenotype for decades in this country, and still it was not enough. What did she expect? Did she expect that the white men would fetishize her and fall all over her? That the Black men would fetishize her and fall all over her? That the Black women who also fetishize her and fawn all over her, that there would be just a few out of the self-hating parts of us as Black women that would be like, no, you're light-skinned. No, you don't get to traverse through our field and claim to be us while simultaneously reaping the rewards and the benefits of your light skin and the privilege that comes along with your proximity to whiteness, your phenotype of whiteness, the angular features, and being raised in a home with a white man and the resources, connections, and circles that was afforded to you from that. But no, she wanted everyone to fawn all over her. And when anybody didn't, now here they have to come up in the forefront to receive her ire. Fuck Oprah and how Oprah was the one who put her on. F brown skin Oprah, big, bodacious, Negroid featured Oprah who put this girl on the map. F her. But some few actresses who may have been upset that she got roles that she gladly and proudly took. We're going to show Zoe Saldana in a little while talking about how she should have never played Nina Simone. I'm going to play that video for you all because what happens at the end of the day is after they reap in all the benefits and all of the rewards and milk the community dry, pretending to be a representation of us, then they turn around with their money in the bank, jingling in their purse with tears in their eyes again, saying, I should have never done that to Black people. I should have never. Why did I do it? Ching, 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 ching. As the roles continue to pour in. All right, I didn't have to be like that. I don't have to act like that. Let's continue going forward with her.
American women, darker
Oh,
skin
yes,
than me.
yes. Here,
Woman,
this is
that one of the reasons why it's so painful to be dismissed, to be distrusted by African American women, darker skin than me, and they look like my mum, and I love her more than anything.
all right.
I
Thank
wanted
you.
so desperately to apologize.
There we go. We finally got through the video. All right. Somebody said, but Oprah isn't the whole Black community. Okay, well, show me a Black woman more powerful than Oprah, more wealthy than Oprah, more influential than Oprah, who ostracized her. Show me one. Show me. Where is this woman? Show me. Very few Black women on this planet are more wealthy than Oprah. So who was she talking to? People at the grocery store? People at auditions? When the influential brown-skinned woman got a hold of her, she exalted her. Was she expecting every single Black woman on earth to fall and fawn at her feet? Come the hell on. Come the hell on. Let's continue. Let me go down my list piece by piece. 1, she's biracial. 2, she was born in the home of a European patriarch. 3, she was afforded the privilege of his proximity. 4, she was afforded the circles of his influence. 5, doors were opened to her by his DNA, resources, family connections. 6, dark-skinned Black women. She was considered a dark-skinned Black woman by who? In England. This is a direct reflection of her white rejection, of white people, of white rejection, white people rejecting her in England. 7, as I stated earlier, she didn't come out to criticize white people for rejecting her. She came out to criticize Black American women, right? Why? Because 8, she expects to be the queen of the niggas. That's what she expects. Because Black women have not had the ability to gatekeep their image because of the R of many Black women in the enslavement period of this country, where they had to take on these biracial children that were forced into them by the demonic person who thought that he owned them. While those same daughters were able to reject their mothers, go work in the big house, deny their mothers, go pass as white, and all types of other things, get the privileges of being closer proximity to white, while the rest of the people, and understanding that hierarchy, while the rest of the people suffered in relation to how dark and how in the field they were. 8, that was 8. 9, part of the pain of that comes from the assault of her privilege and her seeming entitlement, right? The seeming entitlement, let me take the comments off the screen because you all are acting foolish out there. Her entitlement of feeling that she is owed a space in the Black community while simultaneously not feeling as if she is owed a space in the white community, which is a further assault, taking away the choice of Black people, because Black people did not have the choice to regulate who was allowed. They didn't have the choice to gatekeep. So 10, that was actually 10. They didn't have the ability to gatekeep. Let's see, 11. All right. Oh, part of 10 is the expectation is that N-words have no choice. You don't get to reject me. That is basically what she's saying. She's not talking about the white people who rejected her, but she's upset with Black people because how dare you be powerless and still try to reject me? How dare you not exalt me as queen of the N-words, as she knows that she's exalted because of her light skin. 11, she is the preference of Black men and Black women alike. I didn't stutter. Black women exalt women who look like her to be a representation of them. I'm going to show you all something real quick. Let me show this to you, right? Let me show this to you. Here. All right. This is an Ebony magazine, right? This is an Ebony magazine article from 1966, February 1966, Black History Month of all times, right? And do you see what it says? It says, "Are Negro girls getting prettier?" What do you notice about these quote unquote Negro girls on the cover? What an assault. What an assault. For them to be perceived as prettier, they have I'll show you the ones on the bottom too. They have an unmistakable similarity in their phenotype. And that phenotype is more closely aligned with European standards of beauty. Imagine the assault that on a Black magazine that you are asked whether or not you're getting prettier by showcasing women who are closer to the phenotype of the oppressor. Showcasing women with the more narrow nose and the lighter skin, and this is what is making Black women more beautiful. Who is not insulted by this? I want to know who is not insulted by this. But you see, let me continue to go down my list. Who's not insulted by this? Let's continue. All right. We talked about 13, the Sally Hemings experience. 14, let me just state this. I am medium complexioned. There is nothing wrong with that. I'm going to show you some comments, right? I'm going to show you some comments. And I want us to really internalize these comments, right? I want us to take a look at these comments because it's stunning, right? It's stunning here. All right. This young lady says, "I think Tanya is delusional because somehow she doesn't see herself as a dark-skinned woman. I don't think she knows her old videos show her complexion, which was dark as an African woman from Nigeria. Child, she think her vegan makeup is her complexion. LOL. That's one comment right there. I'm going to read some more of them for you. Here's another one. "I feel like Tanya is definitely dark skinned. This is the problem with colorism in the 2000 era. Everyone has their own idea of their own complexion, which may not match what the rest of the world sees when they look at them. I consider this woman dark skinned regardless. I'm not understanding how she's reading into this so deeply, and I am saddened to be a part of a race of people who quarrel amongst themselves when they have a much larger enemy to deal with. I'm sure Tanya is more than Caribbean American if she does her ancestry. I was shocked to find out 20% English when I did mine. Does that make me any less Black? I'm getting confused about this dark skin, light skin thing according to today's terms." And then it goes on from there. Here we go. Here's another one. "Wait, Tanya, dark skin starts from your complexion and darker. Your dark skin tone is lighter than Lupita, but it's still considered dark skin. You don't have biracial light skin. I'm closer to your complexion. You may be a bit lighter than me, but I consider myself dark skinned straight up. That's another issue too. Dark skin is dark skin. I don't get it. It's not about giving space. It's just a different shade of dark skin. You seem offended by being called dark skin. And there's one more that I want to highlight. Okay, here's another one. Just because someone darker than you doesn't mean you're dark skin. This is okay. Just because someone darker than you exists doesn't mean you're not dark skin. Ha 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 ha. This is hilarious. It's not that then serious, but it's a dead giveaway. The fact that she seems offended, mind blowing. Let's disseminate this, right? 14. I am medium complexion. I have the ability to absorb a lot of sun and become very dark. I showed you all my video. From 10 years ago when I had been in the Middle East and Africa for 10 years, right? This is me. I have an amazing ability to be able to absorb lots and lots of melanin. I mean, lots and lots of sun, and my pigment become darker and richer and beautiful. I mean, you can see compared to where it is that I am now. I went up 10, 12 shades in darkness. And am I beautiful dark? Yes, the fuck I am. The hell I am, yes. Am I beautiful medium toned? Yes, I am, right? Because one has the ability to traverse through dark skin, right? Because one has the ability to traverse and then without sun, take off that suit and return back to a different complexion does not give them the privilege of being able to claim that they are dark skinned. And I urge dark skinned Black women to please gatekeep your complexion. Gatekeep it. This is a self-love lesson right here. This is a self-love lesson that I want us to pay attention to right here. It's like this woman right here. It's like her. Let me get a different screen up for you all. All right. It's like this woman right here. Slender model claims she's forced to wear fat suit for plus size ads. So people want the angular jaw and the thin face while still having a larger body for plus size models. So they put them in these fat suits. This is her normal body, right? They put her in with all of these paddings so that they can get the look of a plus size person while having the angles of a thin person in the neck and thin arms or whatever the case may be, right? And I urge dark-skinned Black women to gatekeep your beauty standards. And I'll say this, right? Number 15. I can tread as an imposter in the realm of dark skin. I can tread there as an imposter, right? However, when all is said and done, I do not have the equivalent or even similar trauma to growing up in a dark complected body, being called dark and crispy, blacky, shoe shine, midnight, all of those things. I don't have the trauma of that growing up in that existence. When I was traveling the world and receiving lots of sun and all of that, did I become darker complected? Did I get some of the vitriol that darker complected people have and receive by by walking around day in and day out, by being born and birthed into those bodies and coming of age in darker complexion. I don't have that trauma. I was able to tread momentarily there and understand that I have a certain privilege, even though I am Black, right? I have a certain privilege of navigating in the complexion that I am typically and normally. And that is okay. It is okay to recognize. And one of the things that Black women, darker complected Black women, lighter complected Black women have to do is we have to realize that it is okay, that it is not a rejection of you, especially darker skinned Black women, because one of the things that I see is that darker complected Black women, in some instances, seem to invite people onto their square, invite people in because it is an indication of not being rejected. So here, don't reject my dark skin. Don't reject being Black. Don't reject being dark. Come in and stand on this square with me. But what happens to you on that square? You're pushed further and further out, just like this woman right here, just like her. So that true plus size women and their representation is not acceptable in the media. Now, my complexion is the spokesperson for dark complected women. And then what representation do dark complected women have? You get pushed further and further into a marginalized category. And I want Black women, I want dark-skinned Black women especially, please gatekeep your image. Gatekeep your complexion in the same way that white women hold tight to, you're not going to consider yourself white. Hold tight to the preciousness. I wanted to pull up a picture that I didn't get a chance to pull up before this, but let me pull it up right now, if I remember. This is the picture that I showed you all in the last video. I need to go into my history, Control H, and I need to look up painting, because when I found this, here we go, right here. This is what I want to show you. This woman right here, mother of civilization. I want us to take a look at this, right? We know, white people talk about this master race business and superiority and all this other stuff. We know. When we see a woman like this, full and rich in melanin, we know that she has the ultimate representation of the Eve gene and that everything comes from her. We know. Yeah. You see, they have the little white skin one down at the bottom, the little brown and the caramels and the blonde hair Black and the dark Black babies all around her. What does this picture represent to you? What does this say in your spirit to you? We know. We know. And when we start talking about dark complected women, right? Yeah. When we start looking at images of dark complected women, of women who are rich in melanin, right? If we take women like me to be a representation of what dark skin is, where does that leave these women? Where does that leave them? On what square, in what category? If we're going to be like, well, you represent, it is impossible. Like this woman Thandiwe had the nerve to be like, that you feel I don't represent you. You don't. You were raised in a household with a white patriarch with half of his DNA flowing through your veins. How do you represent this woman here? It is impossible. You cannot. And the issue that we have to stop doing is dark complected Black women, you have to stop feeling rejected by people saying, I'm not dark complected. And I understand that there's a lot of pain associated with that. But if we look at complexion on a scale from albino, if we look at dark complexion on a scale from albino to dark skin, right? We have to allow people to have their square in between that spectrum. Because if dark complected is 10, right? If dark complected is 10 and albino is 1, we have to stop lumping in all of these brown skin people as dark skin and allow them to be in their own category and for you to have the representation that you need in your dark skin realm, because that is where the healing is. The love is not in this Jet magazine cover where they're talking about our Negro girls getting prettier by co-opting and attempting to whitewash you. I'm going to ask the question. This is number, all right. We talk 18. Dark-skinned Black women are a 3-time marginalized group. Black woman, dark skin. Now, when you add in the socioeconomic components of being all of those things, you have a 4-time minority. And then when you add in obese on top of that, you have a 5-time minority in the realm of discrimination at the bottom of the totem pole. And we have to be able to exalt and uplift those women without diluting the movement, without conflating, without the conjecture. Number 19, I want to ask, how does it benefit dark-skinned Black women for me to identify as a dark-skinned Black woman? Honestly, I had to really because I'm telling you, this is 20, right? When I had my epiphany, I was like, oh, wow, people consider me dark. I'm like, okay, well, I can jump. This is what went through my mind, a split second. I was like, okay, well, I can jump in on the dark skin movement then and really advocate for us dark skinned women. But then I thought to myself, I said, no. It wouldn't really be true advocacy. It would be a dilution of the actual movement from women who have been marginalized 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times marginalized at several different intersections, right? I know that it would benefit me. I know that it would benefit me to consider myself dark skinned and be like, let me jump in on this movement. Let me get the empathy that dark skinned Black women are able to receive in today's climate when we're talking about race and texturism and colorism. There is an amount of empathy that I can receive by co-opting into this movement. However, I would be receiving the benefits of all of the hard work that darker skinned Black women have done and put into the movement without having to have felt the pain of growing up dark skinned, without even having to feel the pain of being dark complected now. I could co-opt into the movement, hijack it, and then make it all about people who are my complexion. And then what happens as it encroaches further and further, lighter and lighter, until we have this. Oh, well, look at the new Negro. Look at the new Black woman. Look at her, right? Look at her. We have that was my last point to go through. So let's jump. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for some of your comments right now because I know that you all have been wanting to speak and say things. So come forward and give your comments. I'm going to look for apples. I wasn't even paying attention to apples today, but I haven't heard any come in and I don't see any, but if you want to send them, the link is in the description. If you have something that you want me to read on air, um, send it through the apples, which is in the link below, right? Which is in the link below, and I'll read it on air. So Tanya is saying, health-wise, why be obsessed? Someone is saying beached. Crystal says, Tanya, why are being attacked? I don't understand that sentence. Some of y'all want Nyala. I didn't see that. Tanya TKO, you don't think she meant well? I did a whole breakdown on her video. She did not mean well. She's attacking dark-skinned Black women and bringing them up in the forefront. I am not light-skinned either. I am medium complexioned. In the scale, if the scale is albino to dark, I am in the middle. And that is okay. It is okay. Say no to bleaching creams. Absolutely. Bleaching creams are dangerous and they're not good for you. Yolanda wants to call in. Let's see how long we've been on. We've been on for 51 minutes. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to start a new broadcast for the call-ins. Don't worry. So people who are on the text notification squad, you'll get your text and then we'll come back in the next video. Dark-skinned Black women get the most criticism, hands down. Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is why dark-skinned Black women have to gatekeep. They must. Because the default is you niggas better accept me because whites won't. So how dare you with your lack of power? How dare you not accept me? Right? All right. So I see your comments. Thank you all. I'm trying to understand the division Black women are creating. This woman was trying to show that she cares. And here y'all go. You are being daft. And you are being irresponsible in your commenting. Thandiwe was tone deaf. She was accusatory. She was passively belligerent. And she put dark-skinned Black women up on the chopping block. She did them no favors. And she is not dark-skinned Black women's friend because she knew which side her bread is buttered on. She knows that she's in the white people's favor. This is why when she talked about discrimination, she posited it as if she learned how to deal with discrimination because of Black women instead of white people. We're in England where she was born. Let me tell you how white people treat Black people and biracial people in England. The police are shooting them down, choking them up, beating them up, and they don't care. Here in America, you get favor for being half and half. They don't give a damn about that over there. They'll beat you in your head with a billy club and call you Black. It's as simple as that. All right. Let's take a look. What happens when once they go and they take these roles? This right here is Zoe Saldana. She went and she apologized for playing Nina Simone. I'm going to show you a picture of Zoe playing Nina, where she darkened her skin and put on some damn prosthetic ass nose. And so while she was sitting there jumping into blackface, look at her. Look at the damn mess on the right-hand side. They went and they thought it was a good idea to darken up this woman and put on a damn prosthetic ass nose and get her to play the incomparable Nina Simone. Look at this mess, this burnt ass looking, my face got too close to the oven ass mess on the left-hand side. Look at her. She looked like somebody who smoked too many cigarettes, who got her face too close to the oven. She looked like a person who ain't doing well in life, like she done failed at all things she ever tried to do. She looked like, I don't know what's going on with her on the left-hand side. She looked prosthetic. They couldn't even give her any damn highlights in her doggone skin. They got some white makeup artists to darken her skin because the woman got no damn highlights at all in her skin tone. Not a one, not a piece, a highlight, nothing. No natural highlights. Now here she is crying. I shouldn't have done it. We're going to play the video for you. Because this is what they do after they done took all the money to the bank and it's ching, ching, chingling inside of their account. Then all of a sudden they come out and they start crying because when she was sitting up there in the makeup chair for 3 hours getting some fake ass nose put on and getting her skin darkened up and looking like a hot ass doggone mess, when she was going out there looking the effing fool like this, she sat there and she allowed it. She sat there and she allowed it. She allowed herself to abuse Black women with this damn look that she sat here like this with a prosthetic ass nose on. This is like, just look. So nonetheless, and lesser than none, this foolishness. Look at her. Strange fruit. No, that's Billie Holiday. What did Mississippi Goddamn? I love that song. Nina was no damn joke. Nina was a beast with it. She is incomparable. But we have this woman here who let herself. This is unbelievable. But let's get to Zoe and her A-Pair OG, right? Let's listen to the boondoggle. Let's listen.
I should have never played Nina. I should have never played Nina. I should have done everything in my power with the leverage that I had 10 years ago, which was a different leverage, but it was leverage nonetheless. I should have tried everything in my power to cast a black woman to play an exceptionally perfect black woman. It's growing, it's painful. I thought back then that
yeah, you know what? Leslie Jones could have played that role. There's also a Nigerian actress who features look very much like Nina Simone, who could have played that role as well. But yeah, Leslie Jones. But Leslie Jones is bigger in stature. You know, her face is very, very, very similar, but her stature is much more basketball player.
Back then that
we're just gonna listen to a little bit more of this until she breaks down into her tears.
I had the permission because I was a black woman, and I am, but it was Nina Simone, and Nina had a life and she had a journey that should have been, and it should be honored to the most specific detail, because she was a specifically detailed individual about her voice and her opinions and her views and her music and her art, and she was so honest, so she deserved better. But that said, so I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
Here come the tears.
I love her music, but it wasn't enough. It shouldn't have been enough. But that said,
all right. So she just goes on in the apology from there, but yeah. All right. So you get the basic gist. You get the basic gist. She does break down into some more of her tears and all of that, but you get the basic gist, right? So it is my surmising that Thandiwe is a colorist liar who had the expectation that the niggas should have accepted her, that these nigga girls, how dare these nigga girls reject me? Even though everybody else, even though she's the preference of black women and how we exalt. You know, I thought about this the other day. I was watching this video about the formula for making it in the music industry in Hollywood as a symbol, right? The formula is the women have to want to be you and the men have to want to F you. When we look at who the stars are that are exalted in our community, we continue to exalt women that are lighter than a brown paper bag, because deep down inside, we want to be like those women. The men want to F them, of course, but black women, what is our pathology? That we continue to exalt these women who do not physically represent us, who, on the other hand, we are attempting to force them to align with representing us, so much so that if they're like, I can't represent you, that we feel ostracized and rejected, because we're like, how dare you not think that you're dark? How dare you not think that you're Negroid enough? You're still black. You better accept and claim that you're black. The pain that we feel when biracial people are like, I'm biracial, which is an effing fact of matter, right? But why do we continue to do this to ourselves? Why do we continue to do this to ourselves? And then when we get covers like When we get covers like the Jet magazine cover. Did I close the window? Oh no, it's still here. Then when we get covers like this, we're like, "Ugh, we're not being represented." We're like, ugh, how dare they? But we did it to ourselves. And I think that deep down, the self-hatred makes us feel like, well, if only, I could look like that. If only, I mean, look how many stars came up in this day who went and got rhinoplasty to thin out their nostrils. Look how many of us contoured to make our nostrils seem slimmer so that we can look like a baddie. So much so that we have white women pantomiming the look of black women. They call it blackfishing. Because deep down, let me see if I can make this as one word, blackfishing. Deep down, right? Deep down, we really want to look like this. This is a white person right here. What they do is they darken up their skin. They darken up their skin and they go online making themselves look like they're cute, right? Because that is the look that we exalt. When they darken up their skin, co-opt our hairstyles. What is what is this burnt face ass looking mess on the right? Look how pretty she is. Oh, she's so pretty. This is a white woman who has darkened her skin and put them highlights on. Look how pretty. This is her. Bona fide white girl. Not a game, not a joke. Bona fide white girl. This is no joke. But we like the look because it's self-hatred deep on the inside. That a white person could go outline their lips a little bit, braid their hair, and let the braid out. Braid their European hair, let it out. And then we're like, I mean, look at her hair. She got coils. She got coils. Look. We allow them to braid up their hair, let the braids out. Then their hair is fluffy. Then we're like, oh, you're so beautiful. Wow, you see what I'm saying? Because we are not gatekeeping the features that are unmistakably black. Instead, we are attempting to fit into the European standard of beauty instead of standing in our truth. That we make it so easy for them. Look, she just put on some contours. We make it, and she braids up her hair. Look, she braids up her hair. She puts on some contour. She darkens her skin, and then she puts an outline around her lips, and she makes them look real puffy and puffed out and real pouty. My pouty lips. There is no way that a white person's features should be so close to our standard of beauty that she can play one of us. It should never be. We need to gatekeep our Negroid features and exalt those. This woman should never. These women should never be able to come out with Euro phenotype and all they got to do is darken their skin. Can we not see that this is a form of self-hate? That we love, and even black men love the ambiguous look. This is a white girl who has browned up her skin to look more baddie-ish. Look at what they're doing. All she has to do is just now braid her hair and get herself a braid out. Get her a braid out, and then next thing you know, hi. Meanwhile, same European nose, an outline on the lips. Yeah, we've let Ariana Grande do it too. A lot of people. These girls, Chloe and these girls, we know what, look, this is her speckling her face with brown makeup. Let's look at Khloe Kardashian before, after. Khloe Kardashian before, after. So that you can see her no lip look before. Where's the white skin photo of her? So we allow these women to traverse through. There's one where she is just completely whiteified. I have to see that before. Young. Let me look up young Khloe. Let me look up young, because she's been blackfishing and biracial fishing for so long that you can't even find the old pictures of her. Let's see. I cannot find the old picture where she was white and her face was kind of crunched in the middle. But now she looks like our standard of beauty. So much so, oh, people talking about BBLs. Yes. So that I can't even find the young photos of her. God, let me look up. Let me just take off before, after. Young Khloe. Who the hell is that? Oh my gosh. I can't find it, but you all, I wish that I had it up. What's one of the other Kardashian names? Because there was a picture of her. She looked so white. Let me see. Where is the white picture? White. Okay, let's put up white Khloe Kardashian, because I don't know what else to search for. White Khloe, or they're just showing her in white clothing. What is another Kardashian name? Let's see. Let's do Kardashian before, after. Let's do Kardashian Blackfish. Let's see if we can find the before and afters of some of these. No, I can't find. I'm looking. Oh, look how we allow them to do a braid out. And then all of a sudden, oh, here it is. Here, this is the girl on the left. Which Kardashian is this? That we allow them to be white and then get some surgeries and then co-opt. Which Kardashian is this? This is the picture I was looking for. We allow, and Ariana Grande as well. I'll do her because we're going to get out of here. Oh, we're over an hour. Let me see. Ariana Grande. Let's see. Let's do blackfishing. Let's do a search for that. What's this now? What, excuse me? Then now she's browner than a black girl. That we allow Ariana Grande to go spray tan herself up. Look, she was white once. Now look. Now she's mixed-ish. And we allow this to happen because we do not gatekeep our features, because subconsciously and deep down, we consider this beautiful because that's how we want to look. We have been brainwashed and we have been ostracized and attacked, beat down and berated for so long that we have considered our standard of beauty to be brown skin with white features. Did I lie? Did I lie? Did I lie? I didn't lie. I'm telling the damn truth. Whew, this was a deep video. I heard an apple come through. I'm going to check the apple right now. Just give it a few moments to, oh my goodness, wow. Come on, yeah. Here we go. Hey. Hey! All right. Oh my goodness, here we go. All right, so Steve sends through $100 and says, wow, this is a hell of a show, Tanya. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me send you some love. Thank you. Uche sends $1 and says, Black women as the standard of beauty for Black women in our spaces. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. She sends $1 and says, reason white women can blackfish is because mixed women rep. Oh, mixed women rep Black women as a standard of beauty for Black women in our spaces. Yes. And people like Thandiwe coming forward and continuing with this trope. Utsi says biracials identifying as Black is ethnocide. Listen, I feel you on that. Because they get all of the privileges of being raised in a half-white household and then still being able to co-opt your movement. Wow, but you see, the thing is that you see how many dark-skinned Black women want you to co-opt their movement, and this in and of itself is a form of self-hate. So let's see. Uche sends $2 and says, Michaela Cowell should have played Nina. Oh, let's take a look and see who Michaela Cowell is. Let's see. Michaelacoel. All right. Let me press enter. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. As soon as we finish with the apples, I'm going to bring it up on the screen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I danced one of my earrings out. I got to put it back in. Absolutely. Phoenix sends $3 and says, Tandy needs dark-skinned Black women to feel inferior to her. Listen, and she needed the world to also attack dark-skinned Black women for some strange reason. CNA says, you are beautiful. Stay true to yourself. We love you. Thank 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 you. All right. You know what? Let me show Michaela Cowell. Look, this young woman right here. Look, this is the actress that I had in mind who could have played Nina Simone. She could have definitely played Nina Simone. Absolutely. She has a wide mouth. She has Negroid features. She has brown skin. She is beautiful. Let's put them side by side. Let's put Michaela Cowell, Nina Simone. I'm glad you knew her name because this is exactly who I was talking about. Look at the uncanny similarity. Look. But they didn't look to her. They didn't come to her. They didn't come to her because she was acting at that time. They didn't come to her. They didn't want her. They wanted a woman. They wanted to give it to Zoe. They wanted to give it to her because it is in their best interest to, like I said, we talked a lot about that in this video. This is, wow. Thank you so much for that. That really, this is why I love doing videos live because you all add to the discourse. And, oh, there's another apple that came in. Let's take a look and see. All right. So Claire sends $2 and says, as a Haitian American Black woman, my children are African American woman born. Oh, how interesting. Okay. All right. Well, welcome. All right. Sakase, wapule. All right. So listen, I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out. I want to see your comments, but what we're going to do is we're going to leave and then we're going to come back in. I'm going to break my fast, eat a little bit of breakfast, and then we're going to come back in for the Uzo Aduba. Well, hold on. Let's take a look. Uzo Aduba. Let's see. Oh, interesting. This is the young lady who played in Orange is the New Black. She's the one who played Crazy Eye. Interesting. Okay, you know what? Let's take a look at her side by side with Nina Simone. Okay, let's see. Nina Simone. Let's see. All right, let's see. Okay. Who is this? Oh, this is that's not, that's a different woman. That's Chine. I think that woman. Okay. Oh, this is a video. I mean, an article. 7 women who could have been cast as Nina Simone. All right, let's take a look and see who we have here. All right. So Uzo Aduba. Audra McDonald. I don't know about that. Adepero Oduye. Maybe. Viola Date. No, this article is tripping now. Alfred Woodard. Nah. Cynthia Erivo. Fantasia. What are you all thinking about that? What do you think about Fantasia? I don't know about Fantasia, but maybe. Oh, that's it. I don't know. This article is tripping. They didn't even put the first one on there that we discovered. What was her name? Oh, Essie, right? Oh. I closed the window because I went and searched for something else. I don't know about this now. I don't know. They tripping. Because some of these women just don't have the essence. Like the young lady that we saw, what was her name? It wasn't Uso. Let me go back and see if it's in the browser before this. Her. Michaela Cowell. There's an earthiness and a grittiness to her look that really I feel could pull off. This woman right here, I feel she could pull it off. You know, the wide mouth, all of that. I feel that she could really do it and do it well. You know, I honestly, yes, I don't know what's going on here. Come. All right. So listen, I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out. Thank you for being a part of the broadcast. I want you to go and tell me what your self-love lesson is from this video. Come on. I'm going to take my earrings out for my dance because I know I'm going to get crunk. Hey. Hey. Come on. Come on. Come on, type SLL and let me see what your self-love lesson is. All right. Come on. Hey. Let's see. Come. Type SLL for the self-love lesson. India Irene. All right. All of them are better than Zoe, you say. Yes. Come on. All right. Let's see. Come on. All right. I am going to come back for the call-in. Give me about half an hour. I got to break my fast and eat, and then I'll come back. Hey. I am black. I am beautiful. Yes. Hey. Come on. Self-love lesson. Gatekeep your blackness. Yes. Don't just type SLL. You have to type SLL and then write out the self-love lesson. All right. Dandy. Oh, I missed it. Represent myself. Uno. Get tea. I just woke up. Self-love lesson. Dark-skinned black women, stop allowing this madness. Yes. Gatekeep. Yes. All right. Come on. What's the self-love lesson? Come on. What's the self-love lesson? All right. Understand the power you have. I love everything natural. Yes. Dance. Happy time. Yes. Come get up and dance with me. Come on. Hey. You don't know nothing about this. Hey. You don't know nothing about this. What you know? Come on. What you know? Hey. What you know about that? Hey. gatekeep our beauty? Yes. Yes. Gatekeep your image? Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Love the skin you're in. Black women empowerment? Yes. Weaponize your economic power? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. One more again, one more again. Love your beautiful skin. That's right, come on. And we are out of here. Come on. All right. Hey. 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 All right. All right, listen. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself, we discussed it in this video. Part of loving yourself is loving the skin you're in. Gatekeeping your complexion, gatekeeping your features, gatekeeping your beauty so that your distinct features that you accept and acknowledge as beautiful, that you don't exalt somebody else who has a different phenotype than you as the representation of who you are. That you don't take people saying that, listen, now let's say there was, let me just say this. Let's say there was a person who was dark complected and she or he did not want to accept that they were dark complected. Like we hear this all the time. I remember I met this dark skinned Puerto Rican that said he was not black, right? His loss. His loss. Melanin is magic. If he can't accept the beautiful, but what we do is we treat blackness like a stain. Like, how dare you not want to identify with this stain? No, be like, no, you don't get to identify as this melanin magic. You know what the deal is. I will see you all in the next video. Go out there and love one another, and most importantly, love yourself. Hey, hey, part of loving yourself is loving who it is that you are. And not going around trying to give it up and give it away and trying to get other people to co-opt your movement and push you out of the square. It does not benefit you. It only benefits them to partake in all of the hard work that you have done and continue to do over the years while you're the one facing the discrimination. They're the ones getting benefits. We have made being black cool in this country and other people are able to benefit from it. And it's time that we did that no more. I will see you all in about half an hour to an hour. Make sure your notifications are on. Text notification squad. I am going to be sending you all a text when we come back out live. If you send an Apple when I'm off air, I'll read it off air and respond back to you. I will see you all in the next video. Tanya TKO, and I am out. Peace.